Hey yo, what is up? You've seen pictures of this tank floating around over the last few days. It looks like a clown. It looks like the future. It looks like something that does not belong in World of Tanks, but it does. And to be honest with you, I think I kind of like it a little bit because it looks weird. I don't know what those barrels are in front of the tank. They look like some kind of mine-sweeping device or probably that. I've never heard of this tank, never seen it in any kind of historical papers or any kind of future designed stuff. So this thing just came out of nowhere, and I think it looks pretty cool. Just for your information, this thing is a medium tank. It's got these drive wheels in front that looks like it's hooked up to the front wheel as well, so it rolls together with the front wheel. I don't know what it does. I'm supposing it is some kind of minesweeper thing, but I don't know for sure. But this thing, imagine this tank has a DPM of 3,900 DPM in tier 8. I don't know any tank that has higher DPM. This is absolutely incredible, and a big part of this reason is because the reload time is 4.31 seconds. This tank only has an 85 caliber gun. It has 220 penetration on the stock standard shells, which is AP, and the premium shells are APCR with 235 penetration. This thing is really interesting because it is only 280 damage, but 280 damage is not too far away from the average 320 damage that you normally get with a lot of the very powerful tier 8 medium tanks like the Iron Arnie, the CS52 LIS, or I think the closest cousin to this tank would be the Object 274A, if I'm not mistaken, because it has, it's kind of like a slow medium tank. Actually, this is a really slow medium tank, which is what I want to get into in a bit. But it's kind of like a slow medium tank with armor, and but the difference between this and the 274A is the reload time. This thing, well, the 274A reloads pretty quickly, right? 8.63 seconds. This thing reloads in 4.31 seconds, which is absolutely insane. And the aim time is only 1.92 seconds. That is absolutely incredible. Fast aim time, fast reload time. The problem is the moving dispersions or the moving penalties on this tank is like a 274A as well, 0.20, very poor moving dispersions. But remember, this compared to a 274A, the 274A aim time is 2.59 seconds. This one is 1.92 seconds. So I'm curious to see how these two tanks gonna perform against each other in terms of their moving accuracy. The dispersion on this tank is 0.36, just like 274A, also 0.36. But man, this tank is so weird. I am very, very interested in this tank just because of how weird the stats are. The way it has poor moving dispersions but very quick aim time and very quick reload time. I don't know how you're going to play this tank, especially with that. Did I mention very low power to weight ratio? This tank has a 520 horsepower engine with 10.68 power to weight ratio. Now 10.68 power ratio is the same as a VK100P, a super heavy tank. The slow super heavy tank, not the regular heavy tank. Even a regular heavy tank has 12-13 power to weight ratio. A super heavy tank has something like 10 power to weight ratio. So I don't think they can keep this tank this way with a power to weight ratio of 10.68, because it would make this tank super heavy tank very slow. It does not have super heavy tank armor, as you can see from this little demonstration here. Even with 200 millimeters of AP penetration, you have the lower plate, you have the commander spot or the driver's port that you can shoot, you have the top of the turret which is sticking out that you can pen even with 205 AP penetration, and then there's a lot of little spots that you can shoot even if it's side scraping. You can shoot the top of the upper front plate and still pen it with 205 penetration. So in terms of armor, it is not that great. So with that low power to weight ratio and low horsepower, this tank cannot escape anything. So if you don't give it armor and you don't give it any kind of speed, it is going to be pretty terrible. It does have a little bit of agility because the hull traverse is just like a regular medium tank. The hull traverse is like let me check it out again. I've lost it somewhere. The hull traverse is 46.93, exactly like a 274A. So wiggling left and right is similar to a 274A, but it does not have the hull armor of a 274A. Although the hull armor is pretty good, 115 frontally, turret armor 205. It's not bad for a medium tank, but it does not have the forward speed and the horsepower to propel it to escape or reverse quickly. Very low power to weight ratio, even though it has a forward speed of 50 kilometers an hour going forward and 15 in reverse. It's not gonna be able to get to those kind of speeds quickly. The big downside is that power to weight ratio and engine horsepower. The big upside is that 4.31 second reload time and that low 0.36 dispersion. So that is the new TITT Rozanov. I don't know why they call it a TITT. Does it have anything to do with those two TITTs in front of the tracks there? I don't know. You make up your mind on that. Maybe they're just trolling us. Maybe this is an April Fool's joke. Who knows? This tank sure as hell looks very futuristic and looks kind of a little bit out of place because of its weird shapes, but very interesting tank indeed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.